Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Sol, aka Student in Life, aka SOL. I am your host, J. Eve Marie, and welcome back for season 3. Now, today is Sunday, October 27th, 2024, 12:05 p.m. How is everybody doing? I'm so excited to be doing this again, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, for episode 1, our topic of the day is the perfect plan and perfect timing doesn't exist. The perfect time is now. So what are we talking about? Well, perfect timing doesn't exist, and neither does a perfect plan for multiple reasons. Let's go ahead and split them up. A very common excuse that many of us use for not taking action on something is it's not the right time. It's true, however, that life doesn't stop happening and there will always be something else to take care of or something else that comes up that is more, quote unquote, more important than what you're trying to build. Now, sometimes, if we really want to see something in our lives, we need to make the space for it to exist in our lives. This means making the necessary accommodations to make this desire a reality. Now, for example, this could be rearranging your schedule. This could be a new set of expenses or budgeting. It could sometimes literally mean making real physical space, whether that means storing things or getting rid of it altogether. These are what some of us would call sacrifices. These sacrifices get us that much closer to actualizing this thing we want to build. Now, in terms of the perfect plan doesn't exist either. So, keep in mind the stage of gathering information and planning out how we want to create anything in our lives is so important, and it is key to doing almost anything effectively. Yet again, it's very important to keep in mind that there are so many ways to accomplish any one thing. I'm going to repeat that. There are so many routes, so many plans, so many ways to go about accomplishing one thing. So sometimes the only way to know the best way for you to do something is for you to start doing it. There's only so far that you can get by creating the quote unquote perfect plan. Sometimes the wisdom gained from the experience of doing is how you can go back and you can alter that plan that you thought was so perfect, but now you see these tweaks that need to be made that would actually make it better. And then you'll do something different moving forward. So why? Why is this important at all? Well, time. And more specifically, time, energy, and experience. But we're going to wrap it all into time. Time is a valuable asset, often taken for granted. We can spend so much time trying to, again, this perfect plan, perfect the plan, or trying to get it all laid out before we start going, that we are waiting for the right time to make a move, and we are either A, holding ourselves back from getting closer to what we really want to achieve and the lives we really want to live, or B, we might be missing that opportunity altogether because we are deciding not to take the actions we are feeling led to take. Now, time is something that is constantly flowing, and just like life, it stops for no one. Do not miss an opportunity to do something today that you won't get the opportunity to do tomorrow. So how do we go about this? If this is really such a dilemma and it's something that's hindering us from getting forward, what do? Well, do what you can now and ask yourself this: what time is it? Sometimes it's true that all you can do is gather information. It's true, especially in the beginning stages. However, it is key to know what, quote unquote, what time it is now. What is the purpose? What is the best thing you could do now that will make you that will propel you forward? Excuse me. And another thing to take into account when we're asking ourselves this question is, what am I being inspired to do now? When a thought pops into your head, do you follow that thought? Do you think about it and try to plan, or do you overthink it until you think yourself out of taking any action? Oftentimes, the inspired action that you take could be leading you directly to the life that you want to live. And all it takes is for you to take action. All right, y'all. Myself, I have so many examples and so many stories to where I have overthought or thought myself out of an opportunity or away from a plan that I thought was so perfect, but by the time I started working on it, it wasn't even a viable option anymore, or things just didn't go the way I myself had planned. What I am going to use is this podcast. Now, I first started recording for this podcast I want to say around this time last year. Oh, it is 12 p.m. Interesting. I did. And I kind of made a deal with myself and I made a deal with God. And I said, okay, this is really what's meant for me. You will continue to guide me to do this. Here's the thing. I myself started writing the content for the beginning of my podcast. I began doing that closer to the beginning of 2023, not towards the end. I had so many ideas. I had so many thoughts. I had so many quote unquote prerequisites, things that had to get done in order for it to be done perfectly. I'm presenting myself. I'm putting myself out there. I don't want to quote unquote brand myself in the wrong way. And I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me or what I'm trying to give out into the world. So I wrote out the content and then I made a plan about how I was going to record. Then I made another plan about what platforms I wanted to use. And then I made another plan and kind of fit in between those two plans and said, okay, well, I could do these two things, but then in the middle, I'll use this platform and record this way. And basically, things got so complicated and so complex when really all I had to do was press record on my phone and start speaking. Just start doing it. Which in the end, that's exactly what I ended up doing. I discovered Spotify for podcasters. It popped up. And I had a moment where I decided, or excuse me, not decided, where I was thinking, this is not what the route I wanted to take. I started a YouTube. I wanted to do YouTube videos. That's how I wanted to go about it. I didn't even want to post on Instagram. Like, there's so many parts to it in my brain where I told myself, I am not starting a podcast. I'm just giving out content. Do you hear what I'm saying? However, to some of you, it's almost like, what's the difference? How you give us the information doesn't matter. We need the information. Give us the content for those who it is helping and those who are who do look forward to these. And for those of you, I am grateful to actually whoever listens, whether you like it or not. I am grateful that you do listen. Off topic, but the reality is that I spent so much time and energy trying to convince myself that the way that I started would be the wrong way, and then I need to find a different way. However, however, it was so beginner friendly, and when I did start, it was literally a couple months before Spotify for podcasters was no longer allowing the podcasters to use their platform to record. So it was right before that point. And so it gave me just enough time for me to get comfortable actually recording so that I would want to try out new podcast platforms or new recording platforms. And I did. I did. And from there, I tried about 3 different platforms. And from there, I tried 3 other platforms where I would actually post my content. And then from there, it just kept growing and it continued to grow and grow until I'm at the point where I am now, season 3. And I'm still here giving content, which I didn't expect to have a season 3. I was going to put one season out and give the messages out because that's what I felt led to do. That's what I felt called to do. However, if things had gone according to plan, there would have been one season on YouTube, only on YouTube. Maybe you would have found me, maybe you wouldn't have. And that's okay. Yet the reality is, I felt inspired to take this one action. And if I would not have taken it, there may not be a season 3. May still be struggling to put out season 1 over a year and a half later. So take the inspired action. Do not wait because you think of all these ideas. If there is not a law, if there is not a physical boundary, something that actually logically will make it easier and better for you to put out better content or for you to put out a better quality or live about a better quality of life, there has to be a logical reason, not something that you make up. And I'm putting that out there for all my procrastinators. I'm putting that out there for my overthinkers because I'm you. I get it. I definitely get it. However, there's a reason that certain inspirations come into play when they do. And you have to trust. You have to trust that leading, especially when it is in alignment with what you're creating. So, thank you all for joining me for season 3, episode 1 podcast. You guys, I'm so excited. I am so excited, and I'm so excited to put out more content. Please stay tuned. Comment, let me know. I will put my email in the description wherever this is posted, because I would like to hear your personal stories. Again, I am J. Eve Marie. I am offering personal coaching on my own website. I will put that in the description down below as well. If you'd like to donate, those links will be in the description. So again, thank you so much for another episode, and I wish you all the best on your SOL journey. Goodbye, my fellow soul students.